right? What does the kidney do in the body? Purifies the blood, right? And if the blood isn't pure, who's the biology teacher here? Good job. Both of you, good job. They know this. So, his kidneys failed, and I gave him my kidney so he could live, because after your kidneys fail, it's not a very good life, because to purify that blood you need a machine which is called dialysis, and living on that is not fun. So anyway, I loved my brother, and therefore I wanted to see him survive, so I gave him my kidney. Now ever since then, I've realized that this is such an easy thing to do. It was difficult at the time. बहुत डरा हुआ था मैं. Because to give a piece of your body to somebody and then think about what happens to you, कि मेरा क्या होगा, I can't even begin to describe the kind of fear that went into my head. But certainly I now understand the fear of those who don't do it for their family. There are over 5 lakh people. I'm probably underestimating that number, but there are over 5 lakh people who are on dialysis today. This means what? This means they all need a kidney. I'm not even talking about the liver, because your liver goes bad, you need to get new liver, and you can also donate your liver while you're still alive, because the liver actually grows back a little bit. The kidney is gone, so I'm living with 1 kidney now. So 5 lakh people on dialysis are not getting a kidney. Indian laws state that only blood relatives or related people can give a kidney to your relatives, which means 5 lakh people don't have somebody in their family that love them more than they're afraid for themselves, because they don't have to be on dialysis. If somebody in their family just gave them a kidney, life would be good for both of them. So I am driving around the country to put one message out. Of the 2 messages, the first one is, here, look, I've given my kidney, mera kuch nahi hua, अच्छा ही हो रहा है, डरो मत. That's my message. Do not fear. Yes, I was uncomfortable for 2 months, but I don't even remember it anymore. But I do see my brother. He's a neurosurgeon, by the way, doctor himself. Now he's saving lives every day. So I feel great knowing that through him, I'm saving more lives. And the biggest joy that I get today is doing something for somebody else and not for myself. Well, yes, I get the benefit of it. The joy and the satisfaction is also something that I gain. It's not always money. It's not always an iPad or an iPhone or a Samsung, whatever it is. It's not material. It's the feeling of being useful to someone else other than me. It took me 50 years to realize that. So I figured I'd come and speak to you. Maybe you'll realize it faster than I did. Because nobody told us this at your age. We were asked to study every day. Bas, padhai karo, padhai karo, padhai karo, padhai karo. Ye sab baatein hui nahi. So, anyway, so that's one thing. Do not fear. Now, your average age, God forbid, you don't have to worry about these things. You are made of folad. Getting sick, cold, cough is not being sick, but there's major sicknesses should not happen at your age. But it's about lifestyle, how healthy you eat, because these diseases are happening to younger and younger and younger people. Why? Because there's a lot of junk food going into you, bad eating habits, bad lifestyle, there's no exercising, and eventually it starts catching up. So please consider all of these things when you're eating the next junk candy that you're eating. I don't know what you eat. I'm not saying don't eat it, balance it out. Okay? Don't overdo something. Anyway, so don't be afraid. Now, when you grow up, say in the next 20 years, I'm assuming all your parents on an average are going to be in their late 30s, mid 40s. Right? Am I right? Okay, so you know what the WHO is, the World Health Organization? Okay, so they have a chart that says the average life expectancy of an average Indian male and an Indian female is somewhere in the 70s and 80s. That means when they're about 75 or 80 years old, they're expected to not live beyond that. So, usko lekar, now you know that your parents have another 30, 40 years, aram se. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. In 30, 40 years, how old are you guys going to be? 40 something, right? You'll be younger than me, actually. In 30 years, you'll be younger than me that I am today. So now you pay attention to what's going on here. How many of you have heard about the concept of organ donation? Just the concept. I'm not saying how many of you are organ donors. And the rest of you haven't heard about it. That's great. Because after we leave today, I'm going to ask this question again, and I'm seeing all your hands go up because you've heard of it today. Okay, perfect. So, when your parents are at that end of their life expectancy, now that age group of parents, grandparents, we are, some of your teachers as well, sorry, maybe I'm wrong, but they don't like to speak about death. In our culture, speaking about death is supposed to be bad omen, upshagun, you shouldn't speak about it, agar baat karenge to ho hi jata hai. These are the andhavishwas that we have. And so nobody talks at home about this. But we all know ki ye hoega. We all know that we're going to die someday. But we also know that we can live really well till that happens. Yes? That's in our hands. So now, when our parents die, it's not if, it's when. Indian law states that the next of kin, you know what next of kin means? Children, wife, husband. So if it's a man dying, if he has a wife, the wife is next of kin and children are next of kin. Not brother, not mother, father. Right? So the next of kin, you are part of that next of kin. So the Indian law states the next of kin has the right to do with that body what they feel is right. You understand what I'm saying? You know what a vasiyat is? A will? Okay. So for example, your father or your mother, they have a lot of property, you know, ye building hai, ye gaadi hai, ye hai, that land, ye farm hai, wo farm hai. Before they die, they write a will. Ki ye apartment isko jayega, ye gaadi isko jayega. They just make sure everybody in their family, bacche bacche jo hai, unko ye milta hai. Kisko kya milta hai. That's a will. Now, a lot of people put medical decisions in the will as well. But in this country, even if your parents, for example, say, I want to become an organ donor, in the will, that doesn't matter. The right is the next of kin. You have the right to do what you want, regardless of what your parents want. You with me? This is the law in India. And we're all Indians living in India, have to follow the law. Okay. So when you're 40-something, and they're 75, 80-something, you're going to be faced with a decision that I was faced when I was 41. No, I was 37, 38 when I was faced with this decision. And my father passed away. When my father passed away, my brother, my mom, and I, we had to make a decision. Within the first 4 hours of his dying, do we donate his organs or not? Why is it important to donate his organs? In our mind, we felt that here's Dad, we're now going to burn his body off. His eyes, he had lovely eyes by the way, could have been useful to somebody. But if we burnt it, 6 less people will see this world the way we see it. Because one eye can give sight to 6 people from corneal blindness. Did you know your cornea, the white portion of your eye, has 3 layers? Each layer can go to one person. So it means you have 2 eyes, 6 people can see this world. Now would you want to burn that eye away and let it go waste? Is that the right thing to do? Or help somebody who's your age at that time start looking at the world the way you see it? Now for me and my brother and my mother, the decision was, let's do this because somewhere in the world my father is still looking at this world. We just don't know who has his eyes. To me, that sentiment was stronger than the sentiment of saying, I don't want to destroy my father's body and make him look disfigured. First of all, when the eye is taken out, it doesn't look disfigured because the eye is closed anyway. If you've seen movies, pictures of dead bodies, everyone's eye is closed. So when the eye is taken out and the eyes, nobody knows कि उसमें आँख नहीं है. So we took the decision and said, okay, we'll donate his eyes. We did the same thing with our grandfather. And that decision was my brother's, mine and my mother's. Because we were the next of kin and the law gave us that right. Now, the next thing was, did I ever talk to my father? Did I ever ask him कि आपको अपनी आंख दान करनी है कि नहीं? कभी मैंने सोचा भी नहीं. आप लोगों ने सोचा नहीं होगा. Nobody has ever asked. This question nobody asked, right? It's not normal. But in my mind, because I had spoken to a lot of people and I realized that being generous is the best way to happiness, the same with my brother, the same with my mother, we just decided. I never asked my father. Had he said no, if I had asked him while he was alive, I would have still given it, because that was my right by the law. He may have been angry, but वो गुस्सा तो नहीं कर सकते ना मरने के बाद. But I'd rather see somebody see in his eyes and benefit, और ये गुस्सा मैं झेल लेता. शायद कभी जब मिलेंगे वो गुस्सा कर भी ले, कोई बात नहीं. एटलीस्ट 2 से 6 लोग देख रहे हैं ना भी, उनकी जिंदगी संवार गई. ये मेरा विचार था, ये मेरा भाई का विचार था, ये मेरे मॉम के विचार थे. You develop your own vichar on these things. But organ donation, just like some of you have not heard of it, if I had never heard of it, तो ये सोच आता भी नहीं ना. So knowledge is important. तो ये जो मैं घूम रहा हूँ, ये बस knowledge देने के लिए. उसके बाद जो करना है, जो नहीं करना है, it's up to you. कोई बंदूक तो नहीं लगा रहा अपने सर पे कि करो भाई. So when you grow up and you have to make this decision for your parents, I hope you do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Will you?
Yes, sir.
That's nice to hear. But it has to be done within the first 4 hours after death. Which means you have to call the eye bank before you call the Panditji. Right? Because they take time to come, traffic mein aajkal time lagta hai. So, that's number 1. Now, sometime after you're 18, you have the decision to become an organ donor yourself. Because, God forbid something happens to you before you're 18, your parents have to decide. Even if you say yes, like I said, it doesn't matter if you say yes or no. It's what they think, because that's the right the government gives them. Same as you have the right to do what you want for them, they have the right to do what they want for you. Which means, you need to talk at home. Ghar mein ye baat karo. Let them understand that you are compassionate enough to say that I want my organs donated, if at all. I know they'll never like it. I'm a parent. I would feel a little squeamish if my kids came and told me about their death. Because as a parent, I wouldn't want that to happen, right? I would like to go before them. Hota hai. Jazbati hai hum sab log. So there's a way of talking to them about this. Ask them if they are organ donors. Don't say, I want to be one. And then start the conversation at home. So when you see this million donor project, it's just that I have committed, with the help of my team that changes every time I do a different journey, to sign up 1 million organ donors. What does sign up mean? Now let's get to this sign up business, and I call it a business. Do you know what organ donation sign up means? Because no one's ever come to school because you can't, because you're not 18 yet. But what happens is, there are organizations like mine, that they told the Gift of Life Adventure Foundation, that comes to a place like this, maybe a college because they're over 18, and asks them to sign up to be an organ donor. So they fill out a form, take your details, give you a donor card that makes you feel good to keep in your wallet. End of story. Most of them do this. Some of them do what is actually right and correct. Filling out the form, taking your details, giving you an organ donor card is half the story. If you stop at that point, it is useless. You're wasting time. And teachers, this is really something for you all to know. It is useless. Because what's primarily most important is when you make that decision to fill out that form, you've got to talk to your family about this. If they don't know, how will they know who to call, when to call? Now, if I took your details, I will not take the kids' details, but teachers, if I say fill out the form, I'll take your details, I'm going to go away to Timbuktu. Will I ever know when you die? I'm not going to know when you die, which means it's useless, right? But who's going to know when you die? Your family, your kids, your next of kin. If they don't know you want to be an organ donor, they're never going to make that call, which means your intention of your generosity is wasted. One person will not get the benefit of your organs and live in this world like he should or she should. So it's important to talk in the family. If you speak in the family, you have no need to fill out any form. That form filling is just eyewash. What's most important is ghar mein ye baat karo and let them understand, you understand what they feel about these things. At the end of the day, whoever survives will make the decision at the end of the day. When you survive your parents, even if your parents don't want to and you think it's the right thing to do, you can still go ahead and do it. But at least you know where they are. You know what they're thinking. They know what you're thinking. Discussion of this sort is what's missing. And your generation is a lot more practical than our generation. And that's why I come and talk to you. Because you do the right thing a lot more often than we do the right thing. We've really screwed up this world for you. Look at all this smog. It's us. You're breathing this because we made those mistakes. So we'll try and fix it however we can. But you have an opportunity to make things right in your world. And the first thing that you need to do is become more humane and less selfish. I've driven a lot around the world, met a lot of communities, met a lot of different populations, 38 countries. Okay? Indians are the most selfish of them lot. We are the most selfish community that I've ever seen. Think about that, because we're only about ourselves. When you go out in the market and there's a line, well, there is no line, is there? There's only a bheed over there. Correct? Line nahi hoti hai, bheed hoti hai. Jiska haath zyada lamba ho, uska pehla ticket katta hai. Right? Usually wo कानून के होते हैं, कानून के हाथ लंबे होते हैं. But if they were less selfish, they'd stand in line and give the courtesy of जो आया पहले उसका काम हो जाए, फिर मैं वेट करूंगा. वो यह होता है? नहीं होता है. सड़कों में जाते हो, in your school buses, do you see chaos on the road? क्यों सबको आगे निकलना पहले? Lane driving is no driving here. यहाँ साइकिल निकलती है, स्कूटर निकलती है, गाड़ी निकलती है. Yes.
जब हम बस चढ़ते हैं, सुबह हमारी बस आती है, फिर तो हम लाइन में जाते हैं.
तो आप जाते हो ना?
नहीं, सारे जाते हैं.
आप बच्चे जाते हो ना? इसलिए मैं बच्चों से बात करता हूँ. वो ज्यादा समझदार हैं. अब बचपन में तो ये कर लिया आपने, पर हमारी उम्र तक आ जाओगे तो उसको कायम रखो. बड़े होते होते हम स्वार्थी होते जाते हैं, लेस पेशेंट होते जाते हैं. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू गेट टू. आपने मुझे वहां तक जल्दी लेके आ गया. थैंक यू वेरी मच. सो generosity being kind to your fellow humans, that should come naturally. अब बस मैं ये कह सकता हूँ, there's nothing wrong in being selfish, but also be generous. Because if you're not selfish, then you don't care about yourself enough. Gotta care about yourself, but care about others next to you. Okay, so I pretty much covered everything that I want to where organ donation is concerned. Now, Shivani over there, Prashant and Yash over here, I've known them only for about a month now. They volunteered to be on this journey. I put it on my Facebook that I'm looking for people to help me document all of this, and they volunteered to be here. No one forced them. They're not here because they have nothing else to do. They're here to do exactly, they believe in what we believe in right now as a team. The gift of life is an adventure. Ek aur haath upar. What's up? So your grandfather now got new kidneys, and now he'll live for another 15 years. How cool is that? Who gave him the kidney? You don't know? It doesn't matter. Someone was generous enough to give your grandfather a little more life. Isn't that cool? Now you got to pay that forward. You never return favors, you pay it forward. Correct? So now you understand that because it happened in your family. I never understood that till it happened to my brother. So with this interaction, I just want you to understand it without it happening to anyone yet. But when it happens, think about this. I had heard about a kidney donation when my neighbor in 2002 gave it to her sister-in-law. This was in America. Till then, मैंने भी सुना नहीं था. That was the only interaction I've had. अच्छा तुमने किडनी दी, अच्छा ये हो सकता है, फिनिश, बात खत्म. उसके बाद मैंने सोचा तक नहीं, क्योंकि हमको ये एहसास है कि ये हमारे साथ कभी नहीं होने वाला. वो बेचारे हैं, हमारे साथ कभी नहीं होगा. ये हमारी गलतफहमी है, मेरी थी, और जो भी ये सोचते हैं उनकी भी है. किसी को कुछ भी हो सकता है. उस समय क्या हम अपनों के काम आएंगे कि नहीं, ये सवाल है, और इसका जवाब आपके पास है. Any other questions from students, teachers on perhaps our drive? You know, you may be interested in the fact that why am I driving? There was a question asked, why I'm driving? Why can't I just fly to each of these places? एक तो पौंटा साहिब जाने के लिए प्लेन तो नहीं जाती, गाड़ी में जाना पड़ता है. एयरपोर्ट जाने के लिए 2 घंटे पहले जाना पड़ता है. एयरपोर्ट के बाद 2 घंटे लगते हैं, 3 घंटे की फ्लाइट है. इससे ज़्यादा बेटर क्या है, ड्राइविंग ही कर लूँ, शायद जल्दी ही पहुँच जाऊँ. एंड along the way, what we do, we see a lot of government schools or colleges. So we are trying to just knock on their doors and tell them, here's what we're doing, will you allow us to speak to your children? And most principals don't say no. And so we talk to a lot of people of different sections of our society. So they also have this gyan of organ donation. How many of you have heard of organ donation? Come on. Now everybody's hand should be up. Hai ki nahi? You heard today, na? Bas, you heard of organ donation? Okay, how many of you are going to go talk at home about this? Okay, now you're being in a very dangerous zone here. Okay, when you go talk about this at home, be careful what you say. Okay, listen to me. Be careful what you say. You talk to them about कोई आया था अंकल कोई जो organ donation के बारे में बात करके चला गया. Start like that. Mama, Papa, ये होता क्या है? See if they know. And if they're saying things that are wrong, correct them. right? Sometimes students are the best teachers. So सोच समझ के ये बात छेड़ना, वरना वो हमारे पीछे आ जाएंगे और हमको जेल में डाल देंगे. गलत गलत चीज सिखा रहे हो हमारे बच्चों को. Correct? And speak to your teachers. You'll hear a lot of stories on Times of India, Tribune, Chandigarh Tribune, जो भी है. ये कहानियाँ आती रहती हैं जो हकीकत है. कभी इसने उसको किडनी दिया, कभी इस बच्चे ने उसको दिल दिया. I mean, दिल मतलब हार्ट, लव वाला नहीं. बस हो गया. All questions done? सब समझ गए? How many of you on Facebook? एक भी हाथ नहीं आनी चाहिए ऊपर. पकड़े गए ना? चलो, if you're on Facebook already, follow कीजिए हमारे जर्नी को. Gift of Life Adventure is our page on Facebook. And we have a YouTube channel. So a lot of the videos that we have shot during our journeys. So I drove from Bangalore to Scotland, then from Italy to Dubai, and now the Indian thing. So we have a YouTube channel with some of the videos. You'll be interested in one video called Abandoned in China. It's called Abandoned in China. So I took my children with me on that journey. And I won't get into how it happened, but what happened was, in China, I left my daughter in a gas station, in a petrol bunk, forgot that she was there, and we left. और उनको वहाँ अकेला छोड़ के. So now she has my credit card. So stories like this are on that YouTube channel called Gift of Life Adventure. And perhaps with the supervision of your teachers, maybe kabhi kabar ek aadh episode dekh lijiye. And perhaps this session will also be on it soon. So thank you very much again for your attention, and teachers for taking the time off and giving them some khuli hava, which is not exactly very healthy, but outdoors is good. And on behalf of Team GOLA, please become our ambassadors and speak about this every occasion you get, okay? इस बारे में आप बात कीजिए अपने दोस्तों के साथ जो स्कूल में नहीं है, आपके कॉलोनी में जो है. Hina, thank you so much.
Our pleasure. Pleasure. I would say it's our pleasure.
रुलाओगे क्या? Thank you very much. Now what is this? Tell me. It's a card, and there's something in there. In short notice, a lot of work has been done, Hina. This is really thoughtful.
That's what I told you. Had we known that we would have done something.
So could you help me read what's in this card?
Team GOLA, you are on your way to doing some great things indeed. Congratulations and best wishes for all your endeavors from the Gurukul family.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. So I'm going to make sure I take a picture of this and send it to my kids. Well, they're 19 and 17 now, so I missed this age.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think the children have already understood something. What have you? Yes, teachers can further guide them in the classes. Apart from organ donation, the most important thing sir said is be less selfish and more human. That can work in all the circles in your class, all the atmospheres at home, everywhere. Okay? Did you like everything? Okay,
How
talk
did
to your
going
parents.
Talk to the parents today. As sir said, very tactfully. And that tact the teachers are going to teach the children how to go about it. Okay?
Yes, don't go the wrong way, make them understand. in the right way you have understood now.
So you will all hear a couple of things that happen. Okay, these are called frequently asked questions. They will talk about, अरे अरे नहीं नहीं, अगर इस जन्म में हमने आंख दे दिया, अगले जन्म में हम अंधे पैदा होंगे. It's as funny as that, exactly. Right, because अगर हम अंधे पैदा होते, वो लॉजिक सही है. That means हिंदू धर्म में जब हम अपने बॉडी को जलाते हैं तो अगले जन्म में हमको जला हुआ पैदा होना चाहिए. लॉजिक है ना. कुछ लोग ये भी सुनेंगे अपने माँ बाप से, कुछ लोग ये भी सुनेंगे कि जैसे हम आए थे वैसे हमको जाना है, वरना हम स्वर्ग में नहीं जा पाएंगे. एग्जैक्टली, मैं भी हंसता हूं इस उम्र में भी. तो उस लॉजिक को लेंगे तो हमारा शास्त्र जो कहता है, जो भी धर्म हो, हिंदू हो, ईसाई हो, सिख हो, क्रिश्चियनिटी हो, सबसे बड़ा सीख मीनिंग लर्न मैसेज ये है कि दान देना चाहिए. करेक्ट. तो जीवन दान सबसे बड़ा दान होता है. तो जब जीवन दान दोगे तो अपने आप स्वर्ग के लाइन में आप पहले खड़े हो जाएंगे ना. लॉजिक से बात कीजिए बस. उनको गुस्सा भी आए, जब वो गुस्सा करने लगेंगे ना, जस्ट वॉक अवे. उसके बाद वो सोचने दो क्या बोल के गए आपने. यस, यू आर यस. See, that's a different thought actually. एक भी किताब में नहीं लिखा है, ना कुरान में लिखा है, ना ग्रंथ में लिखा है, ना गीता में लिखा है, ना बाइबल में लिखा है कि ऑर्गन डोनेशन नहीं देनी चाहिए. कहीं नहीं लिखा है. पर ऑल दीज पुजारीज एंड पंडित्स विल से नहीं लिखा है. और अंधविश्वास लोग बिलीव करके चलते हैं. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, if your kidneys fail, will you take a kidney from somebody to live? फिर देने में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Right? ले सकते हो, दे नहीं सकते हो. And I'm going to end with one statistic. In England, अभी इंडिया का इतना नहीं मालूम मेरे को. इंग्लैंड में वहाँ भी देसी बहुत है. That's India annex, by the way. इंग्लैंड को हम वो कहते हैं कि इंडिया annex है वो. In England, there are 30% of everybody who's waiting for an organ transplant, patient जो बीमार लोग हैं, 30% of them are desis. In the donor list, 3% are desis. You understand कितने स्वार्थी हैं. हम लेने के लिए हम लाइन में पहले खड़े हो जाएंगे, देने के लिए एकदम पीछे. Let's change that, because India दुनिया के आगे निकल रही है और इस बात में पीछे बहुत है. तो जरा पकअप इंडिया.